Yo, what's going on, you guys? And welcome back to the Anime Plus podcast. This is your podcast for everything anime and anime related. And today, in this episode, we are going to be covering the top 10 smartest characters in all of anime. This list is going to be a little bit exclusive to what me and Owen have watched. Of course, I'll go over like an honorable mentions list of characters from anime that we haven't watched, so we don't miss any of y'all's favorite characters. But yo, if this is your first time here, I'm your boy Aray, and I'm with my co-host Owen. Owen, say what's up.
Yo, what's going on? What's going on? Feels like it's been a minute, but we did record last week. But yo, excited for today's podcast. It's a new week. We're almost ending the first month of the new year. Excited. But yeah, yo, let's get into it.
Yes, sir. But before we get into it, real quick, shout out to our sponsor, DropClick. Own, that's all you.
I got you. So, boys, ladies and gentlemen, if you guys are looking for mouse pads and keycaps to kind of spice up your setup, definitely go check those out. Honestly, something I'd recommend more than that even is if you're a controller player and you play on a standard PS4 or PS5 controller, definitely go check out the trigger stops that we sell. They reduce trigger travel distance, basically allowing you to aim, shoot, and react quicker. But honestly, the most benefit you'll receive is if you play Fortnite with it because you'll get basically instant builds and instant edits and you don't have to spend $200 on an advanced controller. But yeah, definitely go check those out and use code Anime Plus for 10% off.
Facts, facts. Link will be in the description. But yo, let's get into the video slash podcast slash whatever the hell you want to call it. But yo, Own. So the way we're gonna do this pod is I came up with my own list of 10 characters from anime I know that me and you have both watched.
Yeah,
We'll start off with number 10 and kind of work our way upwards toward the list. So the higher we go or the further we go on this list.
the smarter they get.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay, so let me guess a couple.
Okay.
Let me guess a couple. If my boy Senku's on here, I don't know what the fuck to say. Okay, that dude's on there. Like, there's no question about that shit. Shikamaru's on that shit for a fact, right? Um, who else is smart as shit? I don't know if you're thinking about it this way, but Isagi is dumb smart when it comes to like the way he plays soccer. Dr. Vegapunk, if he's on that shit, the dude's the smartest character in One Piece. Um, who else is like super super smart? Did I get some of them? Do you think? Like, yes or
Bro,
no?
I ain't gonna lie. Do you want me to spoil it or do you want me to
Yeah,
keep?
yeah, yeah. Yeah, because if these aren't on it, then I'll be disappointed.
I'm gonna say you got some characters. I'm not gonna go too crazy here because I feel like that would defeat the.
Ah, okay, 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 okay. Let's get into it so I don't like ruin everything, basically.
Okay, so if I had to redo this list because I didn't know that you watched this specific anime, I would have this character at number 10. For now, he's an honorable mention, and I guess at the end of this list we'll go over honorable mentions. But it was gonna be Lelouch. I haven't watched the anime, and that's why I'm not putting it on here. And I'm sure he would be a lot higher on most people's lists. But I know you've watched the anime, so I'll let you do that one real quick, and then we'll hop into the official number 10.
Low key, bro. He put me on the spot with the boy Lelouch. Lelouch, he had like a superpower, right? And he was the guy. I low key forgot everything about FMAB and that show. You know what it is with me? And I told this to one of my friends.
Mm-hmm.
Shows that I don't like, right? When I remember those shows, I completely try changing the subject in my head so I don't think about that show at all, which allows me to kind of forget the whole plot and essence of the show. I don't know if you do that, but I kind of did that for Fairy Tail. I did that for FMAB. I did that for Code Geass. I did that for all three. Like, if I get the any inkling of like remembering it, I'll literally just like stop and just change the subject in my head. Obviously, I know like bits and parts just because it sticks with you. For Lelouch, I think he had like the power of either reading people's minds or just knowing a lot of shit or knowing everything. He basically had the power of knowledge and nobody else did in that like series. So that's why he was smarter than everybody else. But
Okay.
yeah, I mean, he does fall under this, so definitely yeah.
Okay, yeah. I haven't watched it, so I can't really go too crazy about that. But I
But
mean,
do you do that? Like, do you do the forgetting tactic or
oh
no?
yeah, 100%, bro. I have like I have such a big disability when it comes to like anime that I've watched and nobody talks about. Like I just forget, man. It's crazy. Like I even forget from season to season. It's crazy, or even week to week from episodes. It's
Yo, that should be happening to me too.
bad.
Yo, we boomers out here, bro. We have Alzheimer's.
Oh man.
But
Uh,
yeah, let's get into the actual list number 10.
okay, so I'm not gonna lie. I kind of combined a couple of characters and gave them the same exact spot. So this is will be an example of them over here. So I know you're not the biggest fan of this particular series, but coming in at number 10, I put Orochimaru and Tobirama together as the number 10 spot. And I'll
Damn,
let you
damn, damn.
react to that and I'll give you my reasoning why after.
So I'm gonna be dead honest with you. I don't know too much about Toby Rama, so I'm not really gonna speak about him on this one. But
Okay.
Orochimaru for sure. Um, this dude was one of the smartest in the show for a fact. Out of the one person of the show, out of pick Shikamaru, but still like he mastered every single jutsu, right? Was it? Was he the guy that mastered every single one?
So
Or he mastered every single something. I forgot what it was.
yeah, something along the lines of that. I don't think he ended up mastering every jutsu, but like he was an expert in forbidden jutsu.
Yeah, like this dude knew pretty much everything. He also was the guy that taught Sasuke. Um, he also was pretty much the leader of all the evils at a point. So he had knowledge in how to lead, and he was always doing research. Like this dude was always doing research. I know that for a fact. Also, again, I feel like I don't know. Naruto, Orochimaru is that one character I don't really give a fuck about. TBH. But I know this dude was smart as shit, and also he was like just how Bleach has. I don't know. You haven't watched Bleach, so I'll throw one character from Bleach in here. Like Bleach has this captain that's a scientist, and he's extremely smart, and he uses that in his fighting ability. Like he uses his smartness and his science in his fights and upon his body and everything. And I feel like Orochimaru kind of does the same exact thing where he's like smart as shit and he uses it in his fights heavily.
Yeah, so I actually thought of that Bleach character. So I did read some of the manga, which weirdly enough I didn't finish the entire anime. But yeah, I know exactly what character you're talking about, and I would kind of put him in the same category, like that thirst to have more knowledge on whatever subject that you're trying to do. Like there's different types of intelligence, and I'm gonna probably be talking about that a lot in this
Yeah.
episode. But just that thirst to like know more about a certain thing that you're looking forward to, just researching the topic and finding every small little minute detail and putting it all together, experimenting, trying and failing, succeeding. That's kind of why I have these two characters up here. So of course we all know Orochimaru, forbidden jutsu was his bread and butter, but he was also able to like do a bunch of crazy stuff. Like technically this is kind of like Boruto spoilers, so yeah, if you ever finished Naruto slash Boruto, we know that Mitsuki is like his son, which not is not really even his son. Like again, I don't really know exactly what happened, but I think he like genetically modified Mitsuki to become his son. Like he created a human. That's some wild shit. Obviously, he manifested the power in Jugo, and he basically dispersed that onto a bunch of other characters in Naruto, and yeah, pretty much became an expert in his specific call, which is forbidden jutsu. And then on the other flip side, I want to quickly touch upon Toby Rama. The reason why I have him here is I know that you don't really love Naruto like that, but he was basically the creator of most of these forbidden jutsu. So he basically was smart enough to pull half of these forbidden jutsus out of his ass. So I'll give him a shout out to that because I feel like it's a lot easier doing research and then putting all this different type of research together versus creating shit from your ass. So I'll give Toberama that much. Again, he was a second Hokage, so he was very knowledgeable. He also did the whole Uchiha thing. He was pretty smart. He had intuition on that. Like he knew that they were gonna have that, uprising and whatnot. So that's kind of my explanation why I have those two characters in number 10.
Yeah, that's like perfectly said. Two different perspectives of smartness. And that's what I was thinking actually on the train ride home. When you said we were talking about like the smartest characters. I was thinking in my head like there's different types of smart, right? There's like smart where it's like book smart, right? Then there's smart where it's like in fighting smart, right? in combat. You're very smart, so you learn quickly. And then there's a strategist smart. That's Shikamaru like type. Like he might not be the smartest in terms of like knowing everything, but when it comes to strategy and war, Shikamaru is number one. But yeah, I do see that different perspective of smartness, and yeah, I got that. I got that. I was thinking about that, but it's good that you were thinking about that too.
I ain't gonna lie, bro. You might have stole some of my content. You might have seen my notes on that shit, bro. Because I have a lot of similar opinions on some of the characters that you just mentioned. But yo, let's get into number nine, bro. Because I you stole my notes, bro.
Yeah, I read your mind, bro. Lots of blue shit, bro. I read your mind.
All right, so number nine, and the only reason this character is number nine is because I haven't watched the anime. We got we got Aizen, and the reason why I had him because I remember he finessed everybody. But apparently, when I was kind of compiling this list, I was doing a little bit.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's not the smartest technically.
Yeah,
Worse.
so he said that Urahara was a lot more
Yeah.
smart than him. So I gotta
He,
put him on the list.
yeah, I'll take that. I'll take that from here. So I would say that Aizen is definitely the most deceptive, right? And it's smart in terms of how to like how to abuse people, right? Literally, like he's the smartest at abusing people. But when it comes to straight raw smart, in fight, out of fight, general smarts, saving humanity, there's no better person than Kisuke Urahara. Like this guy, any type of invention that's been made within, the Soul Society, just say that shit is made from Urahara. Firstly, secondly, he's the only one that that really accept like him and Ichigo's dad, but like to really stay outside of the Soul Society when you're a Soul Reaper. Yes, I know he did get kicked out, but still inventing shit like Gigai bodies and like he was the guy. He was the inventor. He was the straight inventor of everything in the Bleach verse, and then also when it came to like the weapons, the tools, the fighting and whatnot, he and just like the war itself, he understood everything before anybody else did, and he came up with the solution first. Even when it came to like Aizen and whatnot, he had a trick up his sleeve, and nobody had a trick up their sleeve when it came to Aizen. But just generally, Kisuke is the smartest in that verse by a long shot, and it's due to like many reasons, like fighting and just he's the smart person.
All right, word, word. No, no.
Yeah.
Honestly, man, when I was trying to put this list together, I kept seeing, yo, Aizen said that Urahara is smarter than him. So I was like, I gotta put him out here. You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah. I mean, bro, since day one, he's funny as shit too. That's why I love
Yeah.
the character. He's funny as shit, but he's also like literally smart as shit. Like he's also smart in knowing how to train
Mm,
people. So he trained Ichigo for like 3 to 4 days, and he basically got to the level of lieutenant slash captain
yeah.
by that time. Obviously, like we know that Ichigo has the highest like potential, like
Mhm.
straight raw potential, but still like getting to level in that short of a time is a very hard feat, and he could not have done that shit without Kisuke.
Facts. All right, let's get into the next one. So coming at number eight, you might have hinted to this one earlier, but I put this guy on the list because he is a masterful tactician. He's a smart dude, and that is none other than Shikamaru.
Damn, yo. I mean, yo, Shikamaru is one of the best strategists, and this is one sect of smartness, but he did gain, I think he did like that smartness was first developed by his teacher when he was playing like the board game. I forgot what the board game was called.
Shogi,
Eh,
Shogi.
Shogi, yeah. That strategy was first honed within Shogi. I think his dad was also a very smart leader too when it came to strategy and whatnot. Um just generally he was the one who was the head of so-called CIA when they had the fight, when they had the big, Great Ninja War. So, I mean, when it comes to strategy, literally no one's winning. Also, like you have to realize that Shikamaru, his power was so whack, and he really made that work by outsmarting the person and showing them one thing and then doing another thing, or like kind of using his shadows in a way where like the basis of the shadow, like the actual like physics of it or the so-called science behind it, is extremely straightforward, right? If you're in his shadow, he gets to control you. So once someone figured that out, it was pretty much a GG for Shikamaru. And he kind of had to outsmart people and get them to fight in a way where he can bait them, basically. He was a master baiter. That's what he was. But yeah, super smart strategist.
No, 100%. I mean, part of his appeal is his ability to do so, as well as his ability to, again, like you said before, be a masterful baiter slash tactician. But real talk though, if we're talking about what he accomplished, like he beat an immortal, dude. Like nobody's ever done that in the entire verse. On top of that, he was the only person that got recommended by the third Hokage to become a Jonin, just because his ability to understand the situation and think clearly and do what you got to do. You know what I mean? Like you don't always have to win the battle like how Naruto was trying to do it, but he was trying to think. He was thinking smartly. And then lastly, a little bit of Boruto spoilers here, but again, just mute it real quick. But he is technically the assistant to the Hokage, which is Naruto. Obviously, you need somebody smart to do that. But apparently, in the manga, Boruto manga, where Naruto dies and whatnot, he becomes a Hokage, just because he's so smart and again a masterful tactician. So yeah, I thought I factored that into my decision. That's why I have him at number 8.
Yeah, I mean, that was definitely well deserved number 8 for sure. Yeah. I wouldn't say he's the smartest in general of all humans and whatnot, but in that one category, he's definitely the smartest for sure.
Where should we get into the next one?
Yeah, let's get it.
All right, so coming at number 7, it's gonna be a little bit hard for me to justify this, so I'm gonna have to do it before I get your opinion. But I had two characters here tied: is Madara, Uchiha, and Dio. So let me justify this real quick.
Okay.
Okay, so maybe they're not super smart IQ side, like IQ wise, and they're not like inventors, or they're not doing anything crazy like that. But they were masterminds behind like a huge, I wouldn't really call it revolution, but like behind a huge scheme. You know what I mean? Like Madara had his whole entire thing when it came to the Infinite Tsukiyomi, and obviously Dio was trying to dethrone the JoJo family, the Joestar family. Like they both were scheming, you know what I mean? And I feel like that scheming, I feel like that deserves a little bit of recognition. So I put them on the list.
Yeah, I think this kind of falls under the Eisen category of smart. It falls under like the deception category of smart. Deception, leadership, level of smart, and just f- like formulating a plan and it going following through with it completely. I think that's where like these three guys kind of stand. Obviously, extremely powerful fighters too. In Madara, like the dude's a beast, right? But and Dio too. Dio was a beast uh in the first three seasons. He was just insane. But the fact is, right? Yeah, these guys are masterful deceptors and straight like they have plans that don't have holes. And even if there is holes, they're just so much stronger than everybody else that they could just fill in those holes whenever they need to. It's not even a problem. But yeah, I agree with that completely. I think this is a different type of smart than most people are thinking about when we say smartest anime characters, but it's definitely a smart that is necessary within war and within fights.
Yeah, no, I agree with you 100%. And that deception, the ability to plan out this entire huge event that changes the world and execute it. Obviously, they had some holes in it because obviously the bad guys are never gonna win in these type of series. But I feel like either way, they were up there for sure. But yeah, you want to get into the next one?
Yeah, I get it.
All right, so coming at number 6, we have, in my opinion, the most intelligent character in terms of emotional intelligence. We got Koro Sensei from Assassination Classroom.
Damn, you did a good one on that one. I like that. I like that. I like that one a lot. So, um, Koro Sensei, damn, you threw me off on this one. I never even thought about it like that. But he really okay. So from an emotional perspective, he really like there was well how many kids in the class? Like he really made every single kid shine to their greatest ability. Like he saw potential, like he saw the potential in each kid and their strengths, recognizing weaknesses and how to actually like go about encouraging the students to become the best version of themselves. And he was the best at that. I don't think there's anyone that was that great of a teacher to normal these are normal humans. We're not talking about a different type of era where or a different type of show where it's like superhumans or like superpowers and whatnot. These are regular kids that are learning how to assassinate somebody. Just if you think about that alone, having to teach those type of kids would be insane. And Kuro Sensei at the end accomplished what he was in there for, and literally made all these guys beasts. But what do you got about what do you have to say about Kuro Sensei?
No, 100%. Like he brought out the latent powers on every single one of his students. Not one student was left behind. On top of that, he was basically faced with like a very near impossible situation. Like he was put into this weird situation and he still cared enough about his students and was able to figure out what he had to do to like not really deceive them, but kind of finesse them into becoming better humans. You know what I mean? Like he was able to, I guess you could say trick them, but
You're
in
talking
a,
about the end part?
yeah, 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 yeah.
Yeah, I feel you, bro. I don't want to say it because it's a very big part of the anime, and if someone catches wind of that, that's
Yeah.
pretty much kills the whole show. But yeah, if you know, you know, the end of Assassination Classroom, there was a very big conflict, and it was a very heartfelt conflict because someone had to go. That's all I'm gonna say.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was done in the best way possible, and it was done in the most fruitful way for the students as possible.
Facts,
For sure.
facts. You know, loyal for catching me on that spoiler, dog. But yeah, 100%. I mean, let's say emotional intelligence up there, and just to throw in a little bit of spice. Come on, man. He was book smart. He taught every single one of these kids, bro. So we'll just leave it at that.
Oh, facts. He was dumb book smart too.
All right, yo. Let's get into number five. All right. After looking at this list, I feel like maybe this one should have been a little bit lower, but coming in at number five, I got Armin from Attack on Titan.
Sheesh, that's a good one. That's a good one. That's a good one. Armin is extremely smart, right? And this is just you could put him in two categories of smartness. The smartness of just knowing the world and how everything works, because you have to understand these guys, like especially Armin, he was sheltered his whole life. So the amount he knew about the outside already from the inside just shows how dedicated he was to learning more at all times. But I would say that's a smaller factor of his smartness. I would say smartness also comes in a degree of decision making and planning. And again, this is like a Shikamaru type of person in this situation. His planning was insane. Like he was the next. Everyone thought like Irwin was that dude. Well, obviously he was. You know, Captain Irwin was that dude. Um, with the leadership and everything. But Irwin is the one who saw in Armin the calls he was making. The like in gaming you call it the in-game leader, the IGL. Like Armin, when he was small, was making high level IGL calls. You know what I mean? And he was the one. Was he the one who suggested um closing the how to close up the wall and the wall? I forgot which
Yeah,
wall it was,
yeah,
but the
I
initial
believe
wall.
so. I believe so. And he was also the one that called out Annie on being a Titan.
Oh yeah, yeah, facts, facts, facts. So like his intuition in general, like he's very perceptive. Um, and also his the way he thinks about war and the way he thinks about not just war, but like
Just the
just
general concept.
humanity in general and how to
Yeah.
like keep the population living while also doing the best and moral thing because he was a very moral person. So he could have picked the best thing technically for the Eldians, but he would always look at the other side first before he did anything. And there was also one thing that I wanted to say was um obviously Eren told Armin because he was the smartest, and it was because he was his friend. But Armin was also the smartest, and Eren told him all the secrets and whatnot from. I'm killing the fuck out of this show right now, bro. But yo, if you haven't watched the OT, I don't know what the fuck you're doing. So like, I'm not even a call spoiler alert. If you got spoiled, that's on you, bro. Straight up. Um, yeah, but Armin, um, yeah, he was the perfect person to be told all that information because he would know exactly what to do with the information being told.
Mhm. All right, yeah, no, I agree 100%. But yeah, let's get into the next one. I think you're gonna like this next one.
Yep.
All right, so coming in at number 4, we got our boy Senku Ishigami.
Yeah, I mean, yo, dude, I called this before like the shit even started. Senku is the smartest book guy ever. You know, he might not be the best fighter. He's honestly not a bad planner when it comes to fighting too.
Yeah, yeah.
He's really not a bad planner.
His reaction
Bro,
time was insane. Like shit kept going wrong, and he kept fixing it like without even hesitating.
yeah, literally, like, okay, so we'll tackle the book smart part first, right? This dude, he's like sub 15. Like this dude is mad small, right? And that's why I think he's like sub 15. But he's that one person that is every encycl. He is Google. That dude is Google. Like from like A to Z. We're in an island. We're in a world that has that went back in time millions of years, and Senku is the only one person that can actually bring it back to 2024. You know, bring it back to the present, and he's doing that as we speak. Every season so far, we get progression in inventions, we get progression in storyline, we get progression in how he's communicating with the enemies, how he's perceiving the enemies, and just generally thinking about the fastest way to get to 2024 from zero again. And yeah, Senku's just the smartest person in that verse, and if it wasn't for him, there would never be another 2024 again. But yeah.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, if you think about it, if you were thrown into a stone age, how would you be able to survive? You know what I mean? This guy,
Bro,
15, 16, he created a whole civilization from nothing. Like that's hella impressive. And if you're watching it and up to date with the anime, let's just say, spoiler it real quick, but bro's about to go to space in the Stone Age. That's just insane. And I know, sure, whatever you want to call it, fiction or whatnot, but a lot of the things that happen in the show are definitely possible in real life. But yeah, I mean, Senko is built different. A small little underrated part about him is his battle IQ. You know, he's been thrown into a lot of situations where he has to
yes.
last second, and he just goes crazy. You know what I mean?
Yeah, his battle IQ is actually insane, and it gets definitely overlooked. But yeah, I think in general the dude is just one of the smartest, and he's known for being smart. So yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. All right, let's get into the top three.
Yep.
So coming in number 3, we got Dr. Vegapunk from One Piece. And Owen, bro, I know
No,
you have not been reading the manga, bro, but I'm
no, I just got introduced to Vegapunk, so I know the
bro,
deal.
this dude is actually mad smart. I'm not gonna spoil nothing because this is manga, but
I'll speak from the anime perspective of what I've seen so far.
let me just preface it by saying apparently he is said to be 500 years ahead of his time. So that I feel like that's enough to be words in the top 3. But I'll
Facts.
let you go ahead.
Facts. I mean, okay, so this guy creates every single invention ever made for like the Navy, any type of high end shit. We just got like in the last episode we saw that the Navy was using the couple episodes ago sea prism stone paddled like ships. Like any type of invention is made by him. Um there's we just got introduced to Egghead. Egghead Island is so futuristic compared to the rest. Like um Luffy and them were going crazy over the holograms, which is something crazy. Like, bro, holograms in that type of world, bro, what the fuck is going on? They had that infinite food machine too. I was like, yo, this dude is insane. Plus, um, the island, the Egghead Island itself, bro, it's in a cold ass area, and he really made it into like a tropical island in a cold ass area. He has 6 different versions of himself, personalities or whatever that is, and each is like super smart. I don't know how that like I haven't seen Vegapunk yet or anything, so I don't know um
I want to
you know
spoil it
how
so
smart the
badly.
original one is
I
or
want to
how
spoil it
that
so
works.
badly, bro. Oh my god.
But every single Vegapunk that I've seen, it has been crazy. You know, like that the shark, the robot, like the inventions are just insane. And then we got Egghead, which is a whole ass like island, invented island basically, kind of. But yeah,
Yeah,
that's my
so
take on it.
I wanted to say like there's different types. Again, we were talking about this earlier. Different types of intelligence. He is a master creator. Like he creates all these different types of gadgets, inventions, and whatnot. I thought of other characters. You know, you think of Bulma from Dragon Ball, and all these other different type of characters. Doctor Vegapunk is just on different level from those characters. Again, if as you're watching the anime, you'll learn more and more about like how he's so smart and about how there's supposedly six Vegapunks. I don't want to spoil it, but yeah, without spoiling it, it's going to be kind of hard, but just know he is a top three certified. But let's get into the top two. All right, so coming in at number two, we got my boy L, and number one kind of ties in, so I might as well just shout him out as well. Number one is Light Yagami, so I'll let you react to that real quick, Owen.
Yeah. Okay. So firstly, L is smarter than Light, right? Loki, Loki, Loki. L was on his like you have to think about it from L's perspective, right? L is L has to deduce that there is something supernatural happening in the world, which is insane to even think about. You know what I mean? Like, Light doesn't really have to like assume that there's anything supernatural happening because he is the supernatural. But L, how he figured out that there is something that is supernatural about Light, I think that one thing just puts him above. But other than that, I would say these guys are super equal. It was like a cat and mouse chase. It was a tit for tat every single time. One would get above, the other would be on his ass. One would be like just be on him, and the other one would evade. And this was like the biggest mind game ever when it came to like an anime, and it was presented so well. Both characters like were fighting. It was like bro, it feels like a Game of Thrones or like Pokemon type of fight, but it was such like a mental battle. And yeah, I don't know. I put L first and then Light, but I respect your decision for sure.
I mean, it's tough, bro, because at the end of the day, technically Light defeated L in a certain way, but in the long game, you can say that L won with Nier. But
Yeah,
I
yeah,
don't
yeah.
know, man. It's tough. I
I'm
don't
just saying that because L's position is harder.
100% it is harder. I feel like Light only lost because he got too greedy and confident and full of himself.
True.
It was more of like an emotional thing more than an intelligence thing. But yeah, I guess you're right, man.
I don't know. That's I just see it from like, bro, if you gotta like you have to go against your beliefs to recognize that there's something supernatural going on.
Yeah,
You know what I mean?
yeah,
Like that's just insane to even think about. But yeah, I mean, both those characters are insane. Death Note as a whole was just such a good show, and it was the first time I've ever seen an intellectual battle happen, and it happened in the most immaculate way possible. But I think that pretty much wraps things up, right?
no, 100%. Either way you look at it, I feel like these are the two top smartest characters in all of anime. I mean, yeah, there is a lot that goes into it between who's the smarter one. I'll let you guys decide. Let us know in our Discord. Join our Discord. Link will be in the description. What you guys think? Who's smarter, L or Light? I don't know, man. I feel like it's a close call. Oh, you got some good points there, bro. I'm not gonna lie. I mean, yeah, L had less expectations. Like he knew less about the world, I guess you could say. So I don't know, man. I think you might be right, but I just like Light as a character, so I'm gonna have to rock with my boy Light. But yo, that is our top 10. I have a quick little small honorable mentions list, so I'll just kind of write it off and let me know if you have any thoughts on these characters. But we got Sora and Shiro from No Game No Life. We got Mavis, another masterful tactician from Fairy Tail. Shout out Fairy Tail. Ayana Koji from Classroom of the Elite, Norman Ray from Promised Neverland. I don't know if you watched that one, but that show was wild. And then lastly, I got Detective Conan because obviously the detective, and you know that series is longer than One Piece, which is crazy. So my boy,
Yeah.
I don't know, man. Maybe he's not, bro. Bro been solving the same case. Not playing. Bro's been solving the case forever, bro.
One honorable mention I want to put in there is Isagi. When it comes to like smartness in terms of adaptability, he immediately understands what he has to do. Like seeing it, or Nagi maybe even. Damn.
No,
Nagi
I would
is
say I would say Isagi, bro. Manga
it,
reader, bro. I'm a manga reader, bro.
damn, bro. So I'm gonna say so Nagi is faster at learning skills, right? But that's a whole different thing. I think Isagi is more perceptive of the battlefield, of the whole everything going on. He's like a UAV when it like he UAV is online, advanced UAV online when when Isagi's on the map. So yeah, I'll definitely give an honorable mention to my dude right there. I know it's a different realm of smartness, but when it comes to sports and just adaptability and just knowing everything,
Mhm.
knowing someone's move before they even do it, that's Isagi right there.
100%. I mean, it's valid, bro. Like we said before, different types of intelligence. This is like a sports IQ. Like, players have that IQ. I don't know. Yeah, you got a valid point, but all different types of smarts. I feel like this was a pretty valid list. And yeah, it's gonna be it for this episode. Make sure you guys join our Discord and let us know who you guys think is the smartest character. Again, help us out of the debate. Is it Light or is it L? But yeah, that's gonna be it for this episode. We'll catch you guys on the next episode. Take it easy, y'all. Peace.
Peace.